I know you know where they are, so tell me, before I do some damage you won't walk away from.
Do it right. Sometimes you do it wrong and you prove them right. But through whose eyes you was wrong when you lose a life? Sometimes you lose it all. It's like you threw the dice and realize that you was off. Listen, do it right. Sometimes you do it wrong and you prove them right. But through whose eyes you was wrong when you lose a life? Sometimes you lose it all. It's like you threw the dice and realize that you was off. Longevity in life, people. That's the goal, stay the course. You are now tuned in to the Evolved Energy Podcast. This is where we push positivity through strength and evolution. I am your host, Twyce. Hope we're all in good spirits today, operating in a positive manner. So listen, today I want to talk about the science of strength training and nutrition. We're going to talk about the pre-workout meals, the post-workout meals, the meal timing, as well as why your body is constantly responding to the fuel or the food you give it. Let's talk about it. First things first, muscle is not built during the workout. It's built during recovery. That's where the growth happens. See, we put stress on our muscles every time we strength train. And your body responds by saying, I'm going to get stronger the next time we train like this. Adaptation. That's how your body adapts to the stress. Every time we put that stress on our body, our muscles want to be stronger for the next time we work out. So one great workout isn't going to shape our bodies how we want it or make us stronger. 100, 1,000 of those workouts consistently, that's what's going to change our body. You got to keep hitting it. So consider the workout session as a signal to your body to adapt to the stress. It's only a signal. So your body's always adapting. And as many times you hit your body with that signal, the workout, consistently over time, you change, you grow, you get stronger, especially by implementing the nutrition at the proper times. Very key. And that's why strength training as we age matters. Because after 30, we naturally begin to lose the muscle mass. And if we don't actively train and maintain it, we lose it. And before you know it, we're hunched over, joints aching, hard to walk. Life becomes harder. That's why it's important to build muscle. Simply because the muscle that we build, it supports the metabolism, it supports the balance, bone health, mobility, insulin sensitivity, and most importantly, longevity. That's why I say I don't want to live, I want to live longer, but I want to live longer and be strong while I'm living. I don't want to be weak as I come to the older age. I want to still maintain my strength, back straight, standing real firm. That's key. I'm training for my 60s and 70s. I'm not training for now. Not for just today, not today's workout. Don't look at it that way. Think that every pound of muscle that you build supports a healthier future. You'll be stronger in the future. Think of it that way. Let's talk about the pre-workout nutrition and what we need. Think of it as putting gas in the car before you take a trip. Your body needs fuel to perform at a high level. So with that being said, like 30 to 90 minutes before your workout, you want to fuel up. You don't want to get stuffed and you don't want to eat too little because your body depends on the carbohydrates for energy during this workout, especially if you're going hard, high intensity strength training. You need the fuel for that. So my go-tos are, banana, oatmeal, rice cakes with almond butter. Simple things that they don't drag you down so you feel sluggish, but you have enough energy to put some weight up and to go for about an hour. You know, you need those carbs. Without those, your body feels depleted and your energy is low. So you're not going to have any energy to perform the high intense exercises. For example, some people I see they run before they strength train. Now to me that's a no-no, simply because if you run a whole mile or 2 miles and do a whole running workout and then you try to strength train, all your carbs are burnt. So now where's your body going to pull the energy from to execute the strength training exercises? So that's why I say eat, a little, a carbohydrate, little carb, even some fruits that can push you through the workout. Me personally, I have a banana. Most times I just have a banana. If I know I'm going to do some legs and I didn't eat a lot the night before, I'll probably have a half a piece of bread, and that's that multigrain bread, and I put a little bit of peanut butter on that bread with the banana on top of that, and I eat that about a half hour before I exercise, and it does me just right. Sometimes I just eat a banana, and that can push me for an hour 15 minutes, and I'm fine. Now, if you eat too much, your body's not going to use that as fuel because you overate. Now you have to digest that food before you start the exercise because you're going to feel too heavy, you're going to feel sluggish. So we don't want to eat a full meal. You just want to use it as fuel for your body to take you through that workout. One other thing that a lot of people do is they take pre-workout powder. Now, me, I don't support that simply because I think when you start taking that before every workout, your body's dependent on it. And it gives you like this little boost. And there's different kinds. So if you take one and you're tingly and you're feeling too hype and energetic and you're jittery, that's a bad one. I've tried pre-workout before just to see what it was. I didn't like it simply because I didn't feel like myself. I was hyper, but at the same time, I was a little jittery. So I don't particularly like it, but to each his own. Do what you have to do. One of my main reasons that I don't like taking pre workout is because I feel your body then depends on it. So now, before every workout, if you're taking that stuff, the minute you don't take it before a workout, you're going to feel like you need it and your body's going to feel tired, and it's a mental game because now you've been taking that pre-workout for so long. That's what your body's expecting before the strength training. So I don't want to take anything that's not natural that later on my body's going to then depend on it. So let's just stick natural. It's easy just to fuel your body with a little bit of carbs, protein, before the workout, rather than, for one, you're spending more money on that pre-workout powder, and for two, you do not want to become dependent on anything that's not natural, to fuel your workout. Just keep it simple. Fuel up the natural way. That's my advice. There's also the people who work out without taking anything or eating anything before the session. And, again, everyone's different. So some people can operate that way. But again, my advice, I advise you to eat a little bit of carbs and just a little bit of protein simply because it's going to give you that extra boost, that strength you need. You can't drive the car when it's on E. You can't because it doesn't have enough fuel to complete the trip. So a car always rides better when there's more gas in it. So I just stick to that, and I say that's the right way. I say that's the way to go. Now, after your workout, that's the most important time you have to pay attention to what you put in your body. Because after your workout, that's when your body's in demand. It needs the right nutrients to recover because the recovery is where you grow. So you need carbs, especially the complex carbs, the sweet potatoes, the oatmeal, the quinoa, the brown rice, even the multigrain bread. You need that because that replenishes your energy after you deplete all your energy stores. Once they're depleted, these complex carbs, they refill those stores. So those glycogen stores needs to be refilled. So it's mandatory. Protein supports the muscle repair and the carbs restore your energy. So that combination is mandatory after a strength training session. So let me put it to you this way. Right after my workout, I have a smoothie with the bananas, the hemp seeds, vegan protein, um, some oat milk, what else? Some fruit, some what is it? Blueberries, strawberries. It's actually some mixed fruit I put in there, and a little bit of water. Oh, as well as some hemp seeds for a little bit more protein. So right there, that's a recovery shake. And an hour to about an hour 15 after that, that's when I have a meal filled with some complex carbs again, some protein, some healthy fats, which will probably be some avocado, um, and veggies. Veggies can be a carb as well. So a typical meal after my exercise would be quinoa, if not brown rice, with some tofu, baked tofu, some broccoli, and I'll probably have some avocado with that. So that's a full meal that supports my recovery after the smoothie. Because after the recovery smoothie, you then want to feed your body with the clean nutrients that supports all the muscle repair. And then you're back to normal and you're ready to go for your next session. Remember, recovery starts immediately after you stop training. Now, another subject I want to touch on is the timing of how often you should eat, being that you strength train on a regular basis. Now, me being vegan, I feel that I have to eat every 3 hours, sometimes 2.5 to 3 hours, simply because I want to keep the flow of nutrients in my body at all times. That way, while my body's recovering, it's a constant flow of nutrients straight to the muscle. And that's where your results happen during that recovery. But it has to be the necessary nutrients. I can't recover with junk food because there's nothing in junk food or fast food or horrible food that feeds my muscles. So it has to be clean nutrition. That's what makes the difference. You can work out constantly, but if you eat terribly, you'll never see the results you want. And that's a fact. You'll never see the results you want without eating the necessary nutrients to build the muscle during recovery. Let's talk protein. Why is there such a demand for protein? Simply because that's what your muscles are built from. Every workout creates a need for repair, and protein provides those raw materials. And my protein sources are different from someone who eats meat, such as, chicken, steak, eggs. Those are sources of protein for the non-vegan person. But me personally, tofu, tempeh, lentils, beans, edamame, hemp seeds, chia seeds, vegan protein powder. There's a number of sources of protein you can consume, but it's no matter if you eat meat or you don't eat meat, protein is very, very essential for muscle building. Without it, you will not reach your goals. Another important element to the puzzle is recovery. See, most people train really hard, but they don't recover as hard. Recovery is just as important as the exercise in the training session is. Some things that affect recovery: sleep. You don't get enough sleep, that's not good. You need sleep because that's when your muscles grow. That's when your body grows. Hydration. You need enough water. Without the water, your body is 65 to 67% of water. Your muscles, they feel good when your body's filled up with water. You look nice. You look filled out. You're not depleted. So you must be hydrated. That's women and men. Our muscles need hydration. Nutrition, especially, we need to eat on a constant basis. And stress management. So you don't want to put constant stress on your muscles day after day and your nervous system day after day. That's why it's very key to recover, because that way your nervous system gets a rest and then it can bounce back stronger with the next training session. So all of these things are key. Recovery is a strategy. So just as hard as you work out, you need to focus on your recovery, because the recovery, that's going to be the building blocks of your body. You have to recover. Don't just pound every day, and then your body's going to need a break. If it doesn't have a break, it's not going to grow, because it grows during the break, which is recovery. So poor sleep, a no-go. Not eating effectively, a no-go. And recovery. Without recovery, you don't grow, you don't get stronger. And last but not least, I know we talked about food as, being used as fuel. Use your food as a signal. Every bite sends a signal. You're either building, recovering, repairing, or performing. Or, on the negative side, if you're not doing it the right way, you're going to store, inflame, slow down, or drain your energy. And your body's always listening. So just stick to the plan and keep those clean nutrients flowing. You'll be right on track. All right, my evolutionaries. We have a weekly challenge. Simple, people. Pay attention to your nutrition around your workout. So before you train, fuel your body intentionally. And after you train, recover intentionally. Stop treating the food as entertainment and start viewing it as performance fuel. Track how it affects you. Track how it affects your energy, your recovery, and notice how your workouts improve. Without it, you'll see no difference. So just implement that clean nutrition and the timing of the food, the timing of nutrition, and you'll see a change. Stick to that. So listen, the science is not complicated. Train consistently, recover consistently, and fuel consistently. Strong bodies, they're not built through the shortcuts. You got to follow the plan all the way through. And when you begin to repeat the process consistently, that's when you're going to see a change. Go workout by workout, meal by meal, day by day. Don't look too far ahead. Just, like I said, be intentional. Every workout, pre-workout, eat. Post-workout, recover. You need that. So with that being said, fuel your body, focus your mind, evolve your life. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. This is the Evolved Energy Podcast. Peace and power.